welcome back to a new speed build. Today we are building in Strangerville, and I know it's been a while since the latest speed build. Life has been busy let's just leave it at that. Life's been busy, but I finally had time to sit down and record the voiceover part for this build that I have had finished and just waiting to be done completely for quite some time now. And today is that time. This will be a restaurant build in a diner style. Hence the name of the lot, the Strangerville Diner. And this roofing took some trial and error working out, and I ended up just doing 2 halves of that half-hipped roof instead of what I previously thought I was gonna do. Stairs, of course. The inspiration for this build mainly came from watching a movie, or pretty much any movie in any American movie where they have a diner inspired by the 50s. So yeah, and since the Strangerville pack has some of those 1950s inspired style, I thought, why not replace the bar in Strangerville with something a little nicer? So this is what we ended up with. The windows, I tried, as you can see, I tried quite a few. I'm fairly sure I end up with the get to work ones that are like a very, I find I use those windows a lot when I do commercial buildings. So yeah, they're good for that. The color scheme, though, I knew I wanted that white and red 1950s look. Not that red and white is very 1950s, but somehow most of these diners in movies usually are red and white in some way. So this is the color scheme I wanted to go with for this build. And of course I managed to not make it fully symmetrical, so this was a little tricky to get to look perfect. But it doesn't really matter that much. I end up adding on a little bit to the back of the lot where the kitchen is, so this all changes later anyway. Yeah. Wallpaper, what wallpaper did I end up with? I haven't looked at this build in a while, so we're finding out together. I guess I used that Dine Out one. And lights, of course, we need lights. This was also the first time I really built anything with curved walls, so that was interesting. and a little bit of a struggle, but yeah, code words, they are a thing, I guess. Flooring, I ended up with this checkered floor pattern that I feel fitted this diner pretty well. I also knew I wanted a bar counter, so that I add in, of course, all the restaurant required items. Seating and all those stations. Yeah. This is not the final color scheme. I'm just trying to work out a layout here, and I do change it up. As you can see, it's way too small to fit two rows of counters like that, or 2 rows of seating. Yeah, I haven't done a voiceover in a while. I can feel that I'm a little rusty, but let's just work through it, or try to. Now I do the desk or the bar seating area, base game counters, and at first I do those half circles or circles at the end. They end up being way too big or taking up way too much room, so they don't stay. But yeah. It's a little tricky trying to fit everything in the way you picture it and not making it too big of a lot. Oh, gee, I'm sorry. It's my first day off in a while. I'm a little tired. Yeah, I go with. Are those? No, they're not smaller than the original ones, are they? I don't know. They're the same size. Sorry. Well, of course, with tables and such, we need seating. I also add in a bathroom later on. And the item that inspired like this build to at least by half of it is that jukebox item. Of course, we need a cash register. I do remove that part later. Oh, I gotta stop yawning. It's almost 2:30 in the afternoon. I feel like I could go to bed now, but yeah, I can't. Still have quite a lot to get done today, so work through it. Well, now I'm working on the kitchen, as you can see. There will of course be a wall there, separating it from the rest of the dining space. And the bathrooms will be to the right. Yeah, and I went with simple tiles to be, easy to clean. Restaurants need a doorway, of course. And I think I go with that dine out one, yes. With the circles in it, I put those in almost every single one of my restaurant builds because they fit the restaurant vibe. And here you can see I have to move the counters around a little. Try to fit in where the bar is meant to be, but I end up having to remove it completely, I think. because it's a little tight with the seating. I also wanted that chef station with the hole in it, or that slots to the wall, so you can still see into the kitchen. I feel like I've seen that in some of the movies, so that's why I went with that. Now I'm just doing the kitchen, fridge, stainless steel counters, because it's easy to clean. Dishwasher that I end up moving to the other side. I make a separate dishwasher room, I think. If I remember correctly, I did make part of I split the kitchen in the end, turned part of it into a washroom. So it's a bit more separate. It doesn't really matter in game, but just for realism purposes, I felt like that would be nice to have. And here's just the bathroom, simple stall and sinks. And of course the mirrors and all that. Yeah. Oh, okay. And here I decided to, I'm trying to pick a color scheme. I knew I didn't want this blue seating, so I tried. I think I had to turn on move objects on. I realized I hadn't had move objects on. Apparently, and I almost always have move objects on when I build. The little extension for the kitchen, of course, needs a roof and a roof trim and all of that. Staircase needs railing, and I went with that one from Werewolves. I used quite a few packs, so it's not really super pack friendly, but most of my builds aren't, unless they are a remake EA build, I guess. So yeah, trying to pick a foundation. Here I think I went with one of those base game ones. I rarely actually use any other foundation other than the smooth concrete one, so it was interesting to branch out a little. Yeah, this is a completely different day, and now we are just gonna be decorating and cluttering. So of course the kitchen needs a lot of appliances, plants and pots and utensils and all of that. These jars of stuff, business cards, or opening hours, menus on all the tables. It's a must-have. And I've gone with red and white lights for the main lighting. And this picture wall that I put up, I felt like they had famous people who stopped by for food here during the years, something like that. And of course the kitchen needs those non-slip rugs for the staff. And I've also now picked a suitable wallpaper for the indoors. And yeah. The bowling stuff pack also came in super handy with this build because of the because of the style of the pack, really modern style of the pack, or mid-century modern style of the pack. Paintings. This I felt like could be the pictures of the clothing from ErikaEmmaS, I think. I felt like they could be like, yeah, the famous movie star, blah blah blah, wore this in the movie that was filmed here or something like that. And it's not really anything you can actually play out, but you can, think story time wise. And the little jar there with stuff in, I think it could be like little candies or something like that. You need, of course, more utensils for the kitchen. And here is where I decide, somewhere here I think is, I knew I wanted those plates from Horse Ranch because they're lovely and you can stack them. So I put them around on some places in the kitchen and also on the counter there, so you can see. Picking out clutter took a long time. Some cakes and stuff. Little baskets with ketchup, mustard, that sort of stuff, and some sauces. I thought about putting down, but I think I end up not doing that. It looked a little too cluttered, maybe. Yeah, I didn't go with the sauces. And here is, I think, I know I put it in somewhere along the line. Yeah, knives. Here I realized, we can't just have the same kind of utensils. We need knives too. So adding that in. Too. And salt and pepper shakers. Yeah, cool kitchen stuff. I think I removed one or two of those shelves and add in some other stuff. I put in some cutting boards because, you need cutting boards in the kitchen. Of course, different sizes. And there's not. We could really use more slotted spaces for most of the clutter. It's not easy. Looking at the bowl from the outside, am I happy with this? Yep, I guess I am. Now we are in the debug section for the outside. Parking stops, or parking space markers, whatever they're called. But debug is fun. I mean, I'm adding cars and such. And a newspaper stand, I think that is supposed to be, or maybe a mailbox. Some signs. And billboards here and here. I thought I was gonna add these what are they called? The window. I can't pick up the name. Awnings, kind of thing. A fire hydrant, of course, and some. At the back of the lot, I'm putting a sort of not so well maintained fence because the rest of the area is a little shuffled, so maybe it's not the best area. But the food is great. The new owners are doing what they can to fix it up. The chain link fence there, and some street lights outside. These I think are debug, but I think they light up a little bit. Maybe not so much as the normal ones, but they still light up. Bins, of course, and some cracks and stuff in the concrete because I didn't really want it to be perfect, since it's been here a while. And I thought about putting some trash down, but I think I end up not doing that. Yeah. And here we are in game. This is the finished build. Let's do a little tour. Since I know it can be a little tricky sometimes to see all the details in the Speedbuild. So here's the outside. We have the sign here that's like a diner sign. We have also another sign on the side here, and that's the big billboard. I imagine that can be like the local bridge department store ad for like a you know. And yeah, so this, and should we go inside and get a better look at the rest of the lot? So here is that straight as you walk in, you see the picture wall with all the famous sim celebrities that have once been here. The counter with the treats, which are mainly dog treats, but let's just say they're cookies, but they're in a animal themed shapes or something like that. We also have the bread, the booth seating, some tables. The main piece of the place is the jukebox, the clock on the wall, and more seating, and the Elvis suit and Star Wars there. And here, of course, is the bathroom, just a simple stall and sinks and a mirror. And in here is the kitchen. So here is the waiter station, the dishwasher area, and it must have been a different build that I did the dishwasher room in. And here is the two cooking stations, one at the back and this one at the front, where we can have a look out over the restaurant area. And I love how it just goes missing when you accidentally zoom out too much. But I mean, this is a nice view, is it not? So yeah. And of course we need the emergency exit sign above the door there. Yeah, this is it. This is the Strangerville diner. Do you want to take your sons here for a meal? Maybe just if you're passing through Strangerville, maybe stop here. I don't know. I don't feel like I have anything else to say. Let's just say thank you for watching this video. If you watched it until the end, or if you didn't, if you clicked off somewhere in the middle, Doesn't matter. Thank you for watching anyway. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and see you soon. Bye.